I've been drinking beer and listening to ABBA all day. Let's do this. Hey guys, it's Amanda here, your Cutie of Carnage here with another countdown. This week's countdown is inspired by my week. My week, I've been kind of feeling down in the outs, and anytime I feel down, I pop in my favorite nostalgia movies. Now, I have a lot of nostalgia movies, but this week is going to be my top 10 nostalgia films in the genre category. Not so much maybe horror, some science fiction's in there. Either way, it kind of fits in the category of itself. So, y'all ready? Let's go ahead and dive right into this countdown. A lot of these films, a lot of people haven't seen. I do have my favorite movies. Like, I love watching, Scream. I like watching slasher films, Terror Train, and everybody knows I love 976 Evil. But this countdown, this list, is going to be my movies that I saw when I was younger. Something that kind of resonates with me. Anytime I'm feeling low, I like to put these movies in, and it makes me feel happy. It takes me back to my childhood. So, let's go ahead and start with my number 10. My number 10 is going to be 1988's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yes, I saw this movie when I was very young, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this movie, I was very scared. I was very terrified. I was very young. My sister is 10 years older than me, so a lot of these movies my sister used to watch. And I used to always take like little glimpses of them, and I would just be terrified. And the scene in Killer Clowns from Outer Space that terrified me the most was the boxing scene with the clown and the man, and he punches him and his head comes off. And also those little cocoons, the cotton candy cocoons, that used to mess with me so hard. But then, of course, I grew up and I started to love it. Now I have it on Blu-ray. Now I watch it anywhere. It's become a cult classic. But at the time, it terrified me. So every now and then when I'm feeling lonely or what have you, I go ahead and put that movie in, and it makes me feel all warm inside. So, yeah. It stars John Vernon, which a lot of people know him from Dirty Harry, but I know John Vernon as the principal of one of my favorite comedies, Animal House. I love Animal House, but that's in the category of itself. But John Vernon's in it, and it's such a good time. It's such a great time. So I'm sure a lot of people have seen this movie. This is probably the one movie on my countdown that people have watched. It's a cult classic. So anyways, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is my number 10. So let's go ahead and go to my number 9. My number 9 is going to be 1985's Once Bitten. Once Bitten stars Jim Carrey, Lauren Hutton, Clavon Little. Clavon Little was in a movie that a lot of people have seen, Blazing Saddles, Mel Brooks. Yes, he's in this movie. He plays the little servant that goes to the vampire. The movie's basically, Jim Carrey, it's one of his first movies. Jim Carrey plays this teen. He was actually in, it's not his first movie. One of his first movies was actually Peggy Sue Got Married. But this movie he actually starred in. And it's about this Lauren Hutton, who's this old vampire who feeds on the blood of virgins. And Jim Carrey is like this kid in high school, and he's a virgin, and they go out one night and he meets her, and chaos ensues. And it's just so much fun. Jim Carrey's not as Jim Carrey in this movie. He plays it straight in this film, but also it's very endearing because he's just so innocent at the time, because it's before he was like branched out and became like really famous. It was like a little bit while he was in Living Color, when he was still known as Jim Burney. But I love this movie. Although, like I said, it's not full-blown Jim Carrey, it's still charming in itself, and I love it. I love it. So if y'all haven't checked it out, check it out. It's hilarious. And actually, if y'all notice this, because I didn't notice this until I was watching it recently, Megan Mullally from Will and Grace is in this movie, and I didn't realize it was her until I watched it like for the 3rd time, and I was like, oh my god, that's Karen from Will and Grace. Funny fact there. But anyways, great movie. If y'all haven't seen it, check it out. It's hilarious. So, let's go to my number 8. My number 8 is going to be 1985's Transylvania 6, 5000. This movie is the bee's knees. I loved this movie when I was a kid. I had the VHS, and me and my brother used to watch it all the time. We got it from a yard sale, and we just thought it looked goofy. It stars Jeff Goldblum, Ed Begley Jr., and it's just so funny. It's about two reporters who do like a gossip kind of column, like tabloid magazine kind of deal. And they hear stories about this place that's like plagued with monsters. So they go there and they see a lot of stuff going on. And there's this woman, Gina Davis is in it. One of the movies that Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum did together. There's many of them. There's another one actually on my countdown with both of them. But anyways, so they go to this hotel, this area, and this mansion, and they just jump into like all this chaos, and it's hilarious. And I still remember the theme song. Me and my brother used to sing it all the time. It goes Transylvania 6, 5000, and it's just so much fun. It's such a good time. It has so many people in it. What's his name? Kramer from Seinfeld's in it. His name escapes me right now. But he's in this, and he's hilarious. So it's just a bunch of people are in this movie. This movie is just a good time. It's funny, it's charming, and if y'all haven't checked it out, y'all should, because it's so much fun. It's 80s galore, and I just love it. If anybody knows anything about me, I love some 80s. So unfortunately, I was born in 87, so I kind of missed the whole 80s bandwagon, but I still feel like I didn't miss it very much. So anyways, let's go ahead and go to my number 7. My number 7 is going to be 1993. So I Married an Axe Murderer. I love this movie. This movie is forgotten by a lot of people. Unfortunately, due to the fact that it's really not that great of a movie. I mean, I don't think it is. Of course, when I watch it, it's more of a nostalgia thing for me, because I saw it when I was so young. Because like I said, my sister used to always watch these movies because she's 10 years older than me. So funny. It stars, of course, Mike Myers, Nancy Travis, and of course, Amanda Plummer. Amanda Plummer's in here. I love Amanda Plummer. If y'all know her, Pulp Fiction. If any of you pricks fucking move, I'll execute every last one of you. Great movie. So I Married an Axe Murderer. Of course, it's about this guy who falls in love with this girl, and he starts thinking that she's an axe murderer due to a lot of stuff. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a really funny movie if y'all haven't seen it. It's not as funny as like Wayne's World, but it still has a few giggles in it that I liked. So, and it's pretty funny, and it's pretty when it comes to the end, like it gets pretty intense at the end. But anyways, that's my number 7. So let's go ahead to my number 6. It's 6. Oh, it's on my hand. Oh, this eyeliner. Whoops. Alright, guys. It's my number 6 right now. My number 6 is going to be 1991's Nothing But Trouble. Directed by Dan Aykroyd. Starring Dan Aykroyd and Demi Moore, Chevy Chase, John Candy, and a little guy in this film known as Tupac Shakur. Yes, Tupac's in this movie. Nobody knows Tupac's in this movie. He's in the Digital Underground crew. He is jamming it with Humpty. Yeah. All around the world, the same song. Yes, that's him. That's him, y'all. Can't miss it, but he's in it. Basically what's it about is about this Demi Moore, Chevy Chase. They kind of get caught up in this really freaking crazy family who live out in this junkyard. The father is a judge, and it has prosthetics. It has it's supposed to be a comedy, but it freaked me out when I was a kid. It really did, because my parents loved the film. And my sister was always playing all the time. Like I said, a lot of this goes back to when I was a kid, and it was just playing in the background. And my mom used to think it was a kid's movie and put it on the TV, and I'd just be like, what the hell's going on? They had like hot dogs on a freaking train, a train of hot dogs, and then he had a nose. When he went to bed, he removed his nose It's freaking insane. It's such a good movie, though. If y'all haven't checked it out, check it out. It's called Nothing But Trouble. It's a gem, y'all. It's a gem. My number 5, y'all, is going to be 1988. My Stepmother is an Alien. Yes, My Stepmother is an Alien. Starring Dan Aykroyd, Kim Basinger, and Lisa Hannigan. Lisa Hannigan, yeah. Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Little young Willow, before she was on Buffy, she was in this movie. And also, a little cameo from Seth Green. Y'all know I love Seth Green. I love me some Seth Green. Anyways, yeah, so it's about, of course, Dan Aykroyd. He has a daughter, Lisa Hannigan. You know, he meets this woman, Kim Basinger, and she, spoiler alert, is an alien. Yeah, and it's so cute. It's such a good movie. Of course, it's an 80s film, so it has a whole, like, 80s get-up and the whole kind of storyline where they find themselves in the end, and true love prevails. You gotta love those movies. You do. So, if y'all haven't checked it out, check it out. It's hilarious. So, let's go ahead and get 4. So soon. My number 4 is going to be 1990's Meet the Applegates. Yes, Meet the Applegates, starring Ed Begley Jr. and Stockard Channing. Yeah, some good actors right there. I see a trend. Ed Begley Jr. is in a lot of my movies. So, anyways, it's about this family, okay, from Brazil. Spoiler alert, they're insects, and they're hiding underneath a human facade, and they move to the suburbs, and they try to fit in, and it's just insane. Like, they start impregnating people, and they start cocooning, and it's just hilarious. It's such a dark comedy, and it's so funny, and it's so dark, and it's just creature feature meets of freaking the Brady Bunch. It's just so funny, and it's such a great time, and Stockard Channing is hilarious in this movie. She's just so funny, and it's just a good time. So if y'all get a chance, watch Meet the Applegates, because I guarantee you will not regret it. Alright guys, 3. Alright guys, number 3 is actually a movie that's very near and dear to my heart. Of anything, I'm hopeless romantic. Total hopeless romantic. And my number 3 is going to be 1993's My Boyfriend's Back. Yes. Starring Andrew Laurie. And this movie is just heartbreaking. This movie's heartbreaking. So basically it's about this guy in high school. And he has a crush on this girl. So he tries to, I guess, impress her with a little stunt that goes wrong. It goes completely wrong, and he gets killed. Well, he decides to come back as a zombie. In the name of love, he comes back as a zombie, and you can imagine the shit that goes down. It's hilarious. It's so funny. And he's such a good guy, but he comes back as a zombie, so he's like, well, I gotta eat something. And it's so cute and charming. And the ending gives me the feels. The ending gets me my heart all big, because it's inside of it is a love story. It's a teen love story, and I just love it. That's why when I think of zombie love stories, a lot of people go back to Warm Bodies, and I go back to My Boyfriend's Back, because that movie gave me the feels, you know. And I had a little crush on Andrew Laurie for a little bit, just because that was my movie. So anyways guys, let's go to my number 2. Alright guys, my number 2 is going to be 1993's Matinee, starring John Goodman, directed by Joe Dante. This movie isn't really a scary movie. It's really not, but I consider it kind of a scary movie, kind of genre-esque movie, due to the topic itself. This independent filmmaker comes to a small town to premiere his new creature feature, and he comes in the grasp of the Cuban Missile, I think it was the Cuban Missile Crisis during the movie? Yeah, it was the Cuban Missile Crisis. And he comes in and he melts it for what it's worth. Everybody's already on high alert and scared, and without really getting so much into the movie and spoiling it if you guys haven't seen it, because I love the ending. The ending is fantastic. The ending just blows your mind. It's just a fantastic ending. So anyways, John Candy. John Goodman plays the independent filmmaker, and he comes in and a lot of stuff happens within the theater and within the town itself, because everybody's scared. Everybody's really into this Cuban Missile Crisis, not Cuban crisis, that's not racist. Cuban Missile Crisis. So you just have to watch the film. It's a great movie. John Candy, of course. There's John Candy. Why do I keep saying John Candy? John Goodman is great in this film. John Goodman can never stir wrong. And anyways, even with the worst movies, he shines through. So yeah, if y'all haven't checked it out, Matinee. That's where it's at. Okay, guys. Before I get to my number one, I have a few honorable mentions I would like to talk about. My first honorable mention is going to be 1992's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yes, I'm going to get shot from a lot of my friends because they're like, Amanda, that's one of your favorite movies. The reason why it's an honorable mention versus on my countdown is because I love that movie. I love it as one of my favorite movies, so I don't really see it as a nostalgia film because I just love the movie in general. So I do feel some nostalgia to it, but at the same time, I just think it's a good movie, period. So, yeah. So there you go. Christy Swanson, Donald Sutherland, Luke Perry, and of course, Hilary Swank. And a cameo by Ben Affleck. A lot of people didn't know Ben Affleck was in this movie, but yeah. He did a little cameo. Ben Affleck. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. True story. Alright. My number two honorable mention is going to be 1988's Earth Girls Are Easy. Yes, Earth Girls Are Easy is one of my favorite movies. The reason I left it off the countdown, because it's more of kind of like an 80s kind of pop movie. It's not really fit in the genre. I guess it can, but I'll be honest, it was really hard to kind of knock stuff off my countdown because I loved Earth Girls Are Easy, but it was really hard to drop those other ones. But if I can make a top 11, Other Girls will be on that because I love that movie. I love that movie. It has, of course, Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis, Jim Carrey, and Damian Wayans. Perfect cast. Perfect cast. And I have to say that when I saw this movie when I was little, because my sister used to watch this movie all the time, and my sister's watching this right now, and Josh, her husband, they're all going to be laughing if they watch this video because they know how much my sister used to watch this movie on the daily. She loved this movie. And I ended up having a love crush on Jeff Goldblum because this is pre-The Fly. This is before The Fly with Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum. This is when he was just pretty. Anyways, if y'all get a chance, check it out. It's called Earth Girls Are Easy, and it's such a good time. It's so much fun. The dance scene at the club with Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans is just hilarious. Like, it's such a feel-good movie, and I love it. So, that is my second honorable mention. Okay, guys. I'm done with my honorable mentions, so here it is. My number one. Okay, guys. Here is my number one, which is one of my favorite nostalgia films. This was my favorite movie when I was a kid. Me and my brother used to watch this movie on a daily. And this movie is fan-freaking-tastic. So I'm so excited to announce my number one right now. My number one favorite nostalgia film is going to be... Hold on, I gotta say this before I say it. Prepare to die, Earth scum! 1990s Spaced Invaders. Yes, Spaced Invaders. That is my number one nostalgia film of all time. A lot of people are confused why I didn't put 976 Evil, but I saw this way before I saw 976 Evil. And this movie made me who I am today. This movie is so funny. It's so funny. It has the girl from Jurassic Park, the little girl from Jurassic Park, okay? Her and her father moved to this small town in Illinois. And they're trying to recover from the death of her mother. They're trying to go grieving process from the death of their mother. and they move to this town. Well, while they're sitting there and they're trying to go ahead and grasp life and trying to get back things, in order, there's this alien spaceship, okay, of the 5 of the funniest freaking aliens on the planet, okay? They're freaking hilarious. Like, there's one of them that sounds like Jack Nicholson. Like, it's insane. So they're flying the spaceships, and their planet, Zorian Turmal, is going through a crisis within itself. Well, while they're flying, they're trying to find somewhere to invade, basically, to come to it. So when they're flying, it's Halloween night. It's Halloween night, and this radio station decides to play the War of the World. Sorry, I've been drinking. The War. Woo. The War of the Worlds. Okay. So while they're playing this, okay, they're flying in the atmosphere and they hear it and they think that the Earth is being invaded and in distress. They think the Earth is in distress, so they're like, "This is the perfect planet to invade." So they crash, okay? And they're like, "Let's go ahead and invade it." And it just, oh my god, it's so funny what happens. And the young girl from Jurassic Park, her name escapes me right now, but it was when she was really young. And her best friend is this little boy in a duck costume, and he's just so adorable. I can't, And they have the little robot, Mimi, the little robot. Oh, the movie is so good. And just, throughout the whole movie, he's like, "Prepare to die, your scum!" And she's like, "Oh, you're so cute!" Like, they think they're trick-or-treaters, so they're trying to invade the neighborhood, and they think they're trick-or-treaters, and it's not a perfect movie. I love it because it's so charming, because it has plot holes. Ooh, man, I think I need another drink. That's better. There's so many plot holes in this movie, but it's so charming that you just look past it. You just look past it because it's such a lovely movie. It's so sweet. It's so funny. And I love every piece of it. I do. And I love this movie. It makes my heart big when I watch it. It's so funny how many people haven't seen this movie, because the only person I can really quote this movie to is my brother. And me and him just go back and forth when we talk about this movie, because we just love this movie because it's so funny. It's like, "Prepare to die, your scum." He's like, "Prepare to die, your scum. You say that all the time." And he goes, "I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, bugger." I love this movie, guys. So anyways, that is my number 1 nostalgia movie. And I hope you guys check this movie out, because this movie, of all the movies I mentioned, this movie is the ticket. So anyways, guys, thanks again for watching another video of mine. So anyways, a lot's been going on this week. Fortunately, I'm saying unfortunately, fortunately the holidays are coming up right now. So I don't know how the videos are going to run with me and Matt right now, but we do have videos that we are going to be filming separate at the time. So although we will not be doing a live stream this Sunday, I might do a mini live stream with just me for a movie that I plan on reviewing this week. But if not, then you will definitely still get a video from me and Matt separately. But we will be doing our top 10 favorite holiday movies. So, horror holiday movies, of course. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. If you guys like me, I seek approval. Go ahead and like and subscribe. It's not hard. It just takes a couple minutes or a couple seconds to click and say yes. I like watching this girl. So, don't forget, because I seek approval. Also, guys, don't forget to comment below. Comments. I love to hear y'all's input. I really do. Like, even if you don't like me, write it below, because I thrive on that shit, so. But anyways, guys, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and maybe we can have a conversation. Do you guys have recommendations for videos I can do? I'm not offended by anybody trying to tell me what videos they want me to do. I love that. So guys, don't forget, like I always say, be nice to each other. Please be nice to each other. The world is such a dirty place nowadays. It really is. I know, because I see it all the time. So, guys, just be nice to each other. And please, just don't hate. If you don't like something, then that's fine. But don't dog other people because they don't feel the same way you do, okay? Anyways, guys, you have a good night, and I look forward to seeing y'all later. So, bye! I so love horror movies. I'm gonna use my clean hand because this one has shit on it. So. Well, it's not shit. It's not shit. It's eyeliner. I'm gonna edit that. No, I'm not.